Bitcoiners are bullish as banking giant Credit Suisse is the next to tumble. Question everything, trust nothing. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Happy hump day. It's your boys, Keeper and Crusader. We are here to bring you the newest, greatest, and best in crypto. Crusader, how are you doing today? Since your name, you're trying to be like me today because I see your name says Keeper. I just
Why you keep changing my name, man?
I know. I knew you wanted to be like me, but telling it to the whole world, I mean, we should slow down on that a little bit here. Hopefully everybody's doing well in the chat. How are you today, brother?
I'm doing good, man. It's good. I'm excited for today. We got some crazy news going on, right? The contagion is spreading to Europe.
Yes, it is. It's spreading. And is there anything that's going to stop it? You will find out. So stick around. Hey, make sure to smash those likes as always. Socials. We have got Twitter. Well, we've got two Twitter pages that you should be following. Make sure that you're doing that. Follow us on TikTok. All the socials. We're all over the place. We would love to have you. And then as always, get into the Discord. We are about how many minutes away from giving away a vest?
We are 35 minutes away from giving away a vest.
35 minutes away. They're 0.01 each, in case you were wondering. Bullets, beans, and bourbon. So we've got just a little bit further. We'll be giving away a vest. And then before too long, when we sell these out, we're going to be giving away 5 Ethereum. So make sure you get involved with that. Let me jump in the chat real quick. Say hello. We've got New World. What's going on, Sean? Secret Soul Society, who I believe to be Billy. I think I may be doxing him right now. Billy, good to see you in the chat. Todd, glad that you're here. Hopefully everybody is doing well today. All right, cool. Let's take a look at the markets. Let's start there as always and see from the debate in Debate Crypto. Things are red. The global crypto market cap is at 1.06 trillion with the T dollars that's down 4.19%. Bitcoin 24,405, still a great number, but down almost 3%. And ETH 1644, still happy with that number, down about 5.3%. As we roll through the top 10, you see what the rest of the market's doing. XRP down 4.57%. Cardano down 8.26%. Polygon and Dogecoin down over 8%. Listen, you can only go up and to the right so quick for so long. It doesn't just stay up and to the right. So if you're new to crypto and you got in on a pump, welcome, because you're going to see some downward action as well. So let's let me ask you first, Crusader. What do we have on the podium today? We're talking about the Credit Suisse thing going on. We got some ChatGPT. What else we got going on?
We got ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT predicting a crash today of all days. We've got like you said, the Swiss. All right, so the contagion spreading out into European banks now. We've got some Bitcoin news coming out from what you may call it. Where is the Bitcoin coming from again? The Bitcoin news. Pulled up earlier.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of Bitcoin that got seized from some criminals on the dark web. Super interested to read about that. We always love hearing about criminals and people. These institutions, these media giants love to tell you how big, bad, and scary crypto is and how you should stay away.
And talking about criminals, the UK, right? They've got some news coming out that they're trying to put a kill switch on all smart contracts. So we're going to be covering that as well.
I'm excited to talk about that one because I think that could be a very, very scary thing to put into place. So if you haven't already, smash that like. If you are in mobile, make sure to X out real quick, smash the like, come right back in. And we appreciate the support, everybody. We love you guys. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Let's kick it off. Let's start off with, let me see here. Let's start off with the fun one. Let's start off with the federal police taking down a seizure here. Let me scroll back up. Apologize, I didn't have this pulled up to the top. We have got federal police take down dark web cryptocurrency laundromat, seize $42 million in Bitcoin. All right, so let's get into this. This is a little bit of a fun one if you ask me. So German and US authorities have dismantled the chip mixer platform, one of the dark web's largest crypto laundromats. The platform was allegedly used to launder illicit funds gained from, now this is new, you don't hear this a lot, drug and weapons trafficking, ransomware attacks, and payment card fraud. The authorities seized $42.2 million worth of Bitcoin with the help from Belgian, Swiss, Polish, and U.S. federal enforcement. The platform was reportedly used to assist in the FTX crypto hack of 2022. So they arrested the Dutch police. Remember, they arrested Tornado Cash main developer Alexei Pertsev, I think was the guy's name, right?
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, they've been going after a lot of these criminals and organized crime. But I have a question, okay? If let's just say that somebody was living that lifestyle, okay? Let's live in that life for a minute. Why would you be using a blockchain? I still don't understand. Why would you be using a blockchain and not cash to sell weapons and drugs? Like, are we serious right now? That makes zero sense to me.
I mean, I get it, right? It's instant transmission of money from one place to the next. You don't have to worry about anybody seizing it halfway on a boat, right? On a plane.
Apparently, you do have to worry about people seizing it.
But why would they be? What they were using? What Bitcoin is? What it was the article was talking about, right? Why would you be using Bitcoin of all currencies, right? You can create some random Fugazi currency, throw some, like, these people have tons of money, right? These organizations have tons of money. They could literally go hire a developer and say, hey, I want a cryptocurrency with high level of privacy attached to it, right?
Okay.
And that's what we're going to transact in. That's where we're going to on ramp and off ramp our money and use that, right? They can use Monero, they can use Zcash, they can use all these other different. Why Bitcoin? Why is it that it's always Bitcoin? So that's what shoots a red flag for me. It's like they're so smart to run these big organizations, yet they're dumb enough to be using Bitcoin.
Yeah, the only thing that I can come up with is a great question. The only thing that I can come up with is, are they using something else for transactions and then converting for the market stability of Bitcoin, and then that's what they seized? It doesn't obviously get into the specifics, so I could see that, but even still, it doesn't make sense holding a whole bunch of Bitcoin on your effectively drug and weapons balance sheet for when they do come knocking, right? Cash has always been the most private thing, and we're pushing farther and farther away from that. In fact, we're going to talk about this today as part of some of the smart contract stuff, etc. As our money moves more and more digital, we are getting farther and farther away from having any sort of privacy, which is what the governments want. And so it does surprise me that we have these huge organizations using crypto in some sense, right? It's great to keep. So the only thing that I do see is that if you're doing that, I'm able to transact over a large span very quickly. I don't need someone to actually transport the money. So I guess if the haul was going from one country to another, you don't want to have an intermediary actually carrying briefcases of freaking money across borders. I can see it. But you would think that they wouldn't be holding just tons and tons of Bitcoin. You would think that they try to off ramp a bunch, and I'm guessing at some point they probably already had. And 42 million maybe is a drop in the bucket, but I'm going to tell you, the time in jail is not going to feel like a drop in the bucket. That's for sure. So
yeah, dude, I don't know. They can just do so many things, right? Even if they had cash and they wanted to get Bitcoin, they can literally set up their own mining facility with the cash that they have, right, in one of these countries. And then they literally can clean their own money by mining Bitcoin, right? They can go to a mining facility and say, hey, we want to do a OTC deal here. I'll give you a bunch of cash. You give me a bunch of Bitcoin. Nobody needs to know. And that's it, right? Because we're talking about countries with a lot less regulation, a lot less oversight, a lot more criminal activity. Why wouldn't they have the possibility of using a way better method to be undetected? It makes no sense to me. Do these people not watch Narcos? Did they not study Pablo Escobar? Like, come on, man. This is basic 101 criminal activity.
I know. They always get caught. Spoiler alert, if you're ever watching one of those shows, they always get caught. People always get unalived, and it never ends well. So, I hope you enjoyed
who didn't
it
get caught?
was good.
Hitler.
Totally different story. We're probably not going to touch on that on YouTube. So yeah. I'm really interested to see how much more this ramps up. And then the question becomes, is this just a story to put, so we're seeing a big pump in the space, and then it feels like they always need to quelch it, to like basically calm people down a little bit with, just a little salt bay of, hey, it's still scary. Don't forget, this is a big, bad, untrustworthy thing that all these
man.
criminals are
Only
engaging in.
criminals like using it. Only criminals. They just want to keep that narrative spinning for the average person.
Hey, James, thank you very much for the super chat. He said, y'all know what it looked like. I had to look at it for a second. I was like, wait a minute.
So did I. Did I was eyeballing it like, what does that say?
Yeah. Y'all know what it looked like. James, glad that you're here, brother. Thank you for supporting the show. All right, cool. So next up, we've been using ChatGPT. ChatGPT has been a hot button or I shouldn't say AI has been a kind of a hot topic in the space, but we've been using ChatGPT. For those of you that don't know, we use it as part of our preparation for the show. It really does help. It breaks some things down. It speeds things up. It's a nice little secretary of sorts that we at least currently, are not paying for. Now, ChatGPT has a new ChatGPT 4. And this is sparking like a huge pump in AI tokens. So they just launched this. It's more capable than its predecessor, which is GPT 3.5, which is what everybody knows. It offers better reliability, creativity, and handling of, quote, nuanced instructions. It can understand images. This is cool because you haven't been able to do this yet. It can understand images and process up to 25,000 words and has better memory than the previous model. So this has led to a surge in AI tokens, right? We're seeing the Crypto GPT, that's a project that allows people to monetize their AI data, has gone up like 1,700%. And again, none of this financial advice. We're not telling you to go check this out. We're just letting you know there are some big things happening in the space. The Graph, which is huge, Singularity Net, Render Token, Fetch AI, Oasis. These are all successful AI tokens. And I'm interested. We've talked about the next run being a utility run. We've heard people talk about, it's going to be the AI run. I've heard all sorts of different, thought processes. What are your thoughts, Crusader, on the AI front and how much better? What are the things that you see with ChatGPT? Kind of a two-part. What are the things that you see with ChatGPT that you think need to improve? And being able to toss pictures in there and being able to process more and more information, how's that going to help moving forward?
Yeah, man. Before I even get into the whole AI with crypto, I'm just going to talk about AI in general, right? And ChatGPT in this instance, right? Like you mentioned earlier, ChatGPT is the broke man's assistant, right? We're broke, so we can't hire people to help us. So we use it as an assistant to get prepared for notes before the show, right? To get things ready, to create art, right? There's the Mid-Journey AI that can create art with it.
Yep.
There's people that are using ChatGPT. I've been looking at some of these TikToks, and some things that we're going to start implementing here as well is literally using ChatGPT to be able to transcribe videos, right, into text, and then being able to redo that text to bring it down. So like, let's say we produce a 10-minute video, right? Now we want to make a short out of it. Instead of clipping the video into a short format, you can redo the video by saying, hey, ChatGPT, take the audio from here, give me a transcription of it, and then make this into a 120-second transcription. So condense them down to the main points, and then you can redo the video in a 120-second video and text. It gives you the prompt, and you just reread the prompt in 120 seconds, and boom, you got more content out of your content. You didn't have to sit there and condense it down yourself. So it's a lot about saving time and saving money. It's going to be great for entrepreneurs to use in any kind of businesses, not just the crypto business. So that is what I'm bullish about when it comes to these simple AI tools so far. Now, when it comes to crypto, it gets a little iffy for me. And I had this conversation with Joshua Jake and Dark Horse when I was live with them on TikTok a couple of nights ago. Their take is that most of the AI's tokens right now are BS. Most of them are BS. There's probably only like a handful, if any, that are actually going to be a real product. And the bullish thing about it is, well, they're going to have access. Their AI is going to produce a data set, right? And if you want that data set, the only way to get it is through their token, right? So you're going to have to pay them with their token to get that data set. And that's what's going to give that token, it's going to make that token a utility token and be able to give it utility. And that was what makes that token go up in price. And I understand that. to an extent, because then we start falling into well, now then Amazon can come out and say, well, we want to create our own token, and now if you want to buy from us, you got to use Amazon token, right? And
Yeah.
then everybody starts tokenizing themselves, so like, we only accept our own currency here, and it's like it becomes a pump of our own bags. We're only pumping our own currency, and I feel like there's some muddy waters with that narrative. They had some points on the contrary about that. I can't remember what they were right now, and I get it. So I do think there's going to be some AI tokens that are going to come out, be very bullish, be really good. Only a handful of them. Most of them are going to be degen plays, right? Somebody's going to come
Yeah.
up with AI, whatever Fugazi, and it's going to pump 300% in a day because it
Yep.
has the word AI in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta keep an eye on that stuff.
Yeah, and pay attention. If you guys are out there investing, we're here for entertainment purposes. We're not here to give you financial advice. We're not financial advisors, but just trust me on something, okay? By the time you see, and there's a lot of articles, we've talked about this before, but there's a lot of articles that come out on these crypto websites that will specifically notate some specific tokens, okay? Let me just give you a little clue here. People are paying for those, okay? Crusader and I could pay for any of these websites to do a full-on write-up on Danger Close Alpha and tell them to spin it however we want. All you got to do is pay enough money for them to do it, right? And so
Yep.
when you see some of these articles, if you're tempted, oh, I'm gonna check that out. Listen, fine, go ahead and check it out. DYOR, do your own research, but understand that usually by the time it's pumped out because a lot of people don't understand what I'm telling you. Usually by the time it's pumped out onto an article, the creators of the tokens are using you as what we call exit liquidity. It's pumping and they are selling into that pump on the way out. And that's what makes the wild swings in some of these really small market cap tokens. So freaking be careful. That's really, really important. Hey, let me take a quick break here. Smash those likes. Again, we appreciate everybody for being here. As always, you could be anywhere on a Wednesday afternoon, but you're hanging out with your boys at Debate Crypto, so we appreciate all the support.
I'm gonna pull up the AI tokens here real quick
Yeah,
to
pull 'em
see
up.
how they've been doing.
Yeah, sure. Let's check it out.
Give me a second here.
Mhm.
You can keep going. I'm just gonna give me a second to
Yeah.
find them.
So ultimately, just make sure that everybody is. We used to say it all the time. Especially when like meme tokens were out or whatever, DYOR, and it almost became just like this thing where whatever. But for real, as we get into this next run, people are going to take advantage the same way that they did before of all of the new people. So especially if you're newer in crypto, pay close attention. A lot of these are setups. They're traps for you to fall into, and we don't want that to happen to you. So kind of my thoughts on it. You got to pull it up or no?
Yep, got it right here.
Cool.
Here we
Let's check it
go.
out.
Let's see how these AI tokens are doing. So we got the graph up 2% today in the last hour. They're all down in the 24 hour.
So let me pause you real quick, Crusader. I just want to say the graph was one of those I sold out of and I made some money on, but I love the graph. Do you know what the graph is by chance, Crusader?
I hope it has a graph.
Well, it's effectively a search query for the blockchain. It's like a Google of blockchains. And again, utility, what I think this next run is going to be, I will just say for myself, the graph is one of those that I am looking at. I believe that it's going to do very well.
So it's like a ChatGPT for blockchain.
For blockchain, effectively.
We got render token. They're all pretty much taking a hit right now. I mean, in the week, they've all pumped pretty heavily, double digits all around.
But the whole market did. So,
but the market has been coming down. People have been taking some profits. You can see here. But yeah, these are some of the AI coins. And the way to find this is simple. You go to here, Coin Market Cap. And then after you go to Coin Market Cap, you go down to categories.
Yep.
And then you just got to scroll down till you find AI storage or AI and big data, what it's called. I just passed it. AI and big data, bam, and then here you go. All your AI tokens. There you go. You learned something new today.
I was gonna say, I feel like, you know what? Sometimes we take that for granted that everybody knows how to navigate some of these sites. So I'm glad that you did that. If you like what's going on today in Debate Crypto, smash that like. All right. So listen, next thing up. Smart contracts. This is a scary, scary thing that we're about to talk about. And stick around because we're going to be talking about why Bitcoin is so bullish after the fact that we're hearing that Credit Suisse is absolutely tanking as well. There's a really good reason behind that. So stick around for that. Smart contracts. Smart contracts are one of the things that scare us about the central bank digital currencies. it allows the money to be programmable. And if you don't understand what that means, it effectively means whoever programs it can choose when you can spend it, where you can spend it, how fast you have, or how long, like an expiration date on said token, said money. And so that's kind of one of the things that smart contract just says if then, and you can basically insert anything in computer code if then. So if this happens, then do this. And that's what a smart contract is, really simplified. So I think it's in the EU. Let me double check here. Yeah, the European Parliament approved the Data Act on March 14th, aimed at boosting innovation by removing barriers to access industrial data. One provision of the act, this is crazy, requires smart contracts to be alterable and include a, quote, kill switch that can reset or instruct the contract to stop or interrupt its operation. The legislation encourages sharing of data generated by connected products and industrial machines to train algorithms and lower prices for device repairs. The act protects trade secrets, avoids unlawful data transfers, and grants smart contracts equal protection compared to other forms of contracts. But some experts are concerned that the kill switch, which undermines immutability, guarantees and introduces a point of failure. So let me ask you, Crusader, I feel very much so like that absolutely is a concern. Talk to me about why that would be such a concern.
Well, dude, it's a concern for many reasons. And we kind of saw something like this recently with the world's famous, everyone loves this coin. If you guys know what it is in the chat, drop it before I say it. But H-bar. Everybody loves H-bar. H-bar hit that kill switch real quick, my friends, and said, we're decentralized. Bang! Turn that shit down real quick, right? And that's a problem. Having a kill switch like that, how does that prove that you're really decentralized if it just takes one person to just say, hey, we're turning it off? And I understand they can start making all these. I think ICP has something similar where I saw Daniel talking about this. How
DAO.
they have a DAO and they have to vote for it, and then they hit the kick switch. But do they really wait for the DAO? Or they kind of just like, let's put it up for vote, but like in the background, we're going to be shutting it down already because we're going to kind of push you into saying, yeah, we're shutting it down anyways, right? Yeah. Like who actually hits the switch? I want to see that. Is the smart contract the one hitting that switch where it says, okay, they all voted, all votes are in, then the switch is hit. Either way, kill switches are dangerous. I see the benefit to it, but you know what else they're trying to put kill switches in? All your smart cars. All these electric vehicles that are smart are going to have a kill switch in them as well. And this just goes back to control. Somebody's going to have control over these things, no matter how decentralized it is. And someone's going to say, shut it down. I'm not a fan, man. I like, I like the wild, wild west. It is what it is. Survival of the fittest. Not everyone's going to survive. Good things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. But there's no stopping it, right? There's no stopping the train. When you can start putting brakes on things like that and just stopping it, starts to muddy up the waters on who's really controlling things.
Man, think about what so Crypto Fam, if you didn't just hear what Crusader said, you need to hear this again. They will and have the ability to put a kill switch on your electric vehicles. This is a great point. They have been pushing people towards electric vehicles. They've been giving tax incentives. They have been saying, hey, made it feel really good by rubbing your back and telling you, we're going green, but they fail to tell you that all the lithium mining is way worse for the environment than everything else that happens.
They failed to tell you, we're making it green. We're making all that green.
Yes.
That's what they're doing.
And so the scary thing is, let's say we move into this new financial revolution, this new age of money. Okay. I just did a TikTok/short on this. Is this all part of a game plan? Because if they push us to electric vehicles, and then you have to have that, they push us to central bank digital currencies, you have to have that. They have record of and know that car is attached to you. You've heard people talk about carbon credits. Okay. Now, they see how many times have you flown this month or this year. You're only allowed to do X, Y, and Z. If you do more than that, we're going to restrict your ability to move. And you're like, no, I'm not playing ball with that. Oh, yes, you are, because we shut down the vehicles that are attached to the address. Now, all of a sudden,
check this. Sorry to cut you off, but check this
No, you're
out. I
good.
forgot to mention this, and Puddles brings it up. The manufacturers, Ford and a few others, are literally putting a repo possibility on the car. Hey, you missed your payments? Oh, see you later. Your car is literally just going to drive away. It's going to eject you from the driver's seat. Bam, get out of here, bum. And just close its doors and drive back to the lot and be like, all right, freshen me back up and sell me again, baby.
Oh my God. Yeah. You just, it just, 3, 2, 1, and then you get ejected out of the glass ceiling. It's like Top Gun, except for hopefully Goose doesn't die in the process. Yeah, dude. It is a scary proposition. And I know sometimes when people hear Crusader and I talk about some of this stuff, I'm sure there's people in the chat that think these guys are wild. It's not really that freaking wild. We're the same wild guys telling you that there was a lot of control involved in the fog around the world these last couple of years, and people said we were selfish and crazy and the government would never do that to you. Welcome, because they did and they are. And so you just need to have your eyes open. You need to use just some common sense. If there's an ability to do something, there's got to be a reason for it. And there can be justifications made for it left, right, and sideways, but understand that there's probably other things when they're showing you the right hand. Look at the left hand, see what's actually a possibility there, because if it's a possibility, they will ultimately use it. So I think that this kill switch on smart contracts could be incredibly scary for CBDCs as well, because now, you know, we've got people rioting in the streets in different countries and going after their banks and Who are you going to go after when we're in a CBDC and they just hit the freaking kill switch and shut down everybody's money temporarily? What are you going to do? Hey, hey, Crusader, you able to spend money today? Nah, bro.
XRP didn't let me.
XRP failed me. You'd love, dude. That'd be a day for you. You'd be like, bro, guess what, man? I can't spend money. And I'm like, what? That sucks. You're like, no, bro. It was on the XRP ledger. This is dope. I'm so excited. So just pay attention. There is a reason and reasoning behind a lot of this, which kind of brings me to the next point. The banking system is collapsing. We're talking about money. Obviously, it's debate crypto. Okay. The banking system is collapsing not only in the United States, but it's happening overseas as well. And this is something to take note of, but it could be really good for Bitcoin. You heard Crusader point out that he thinks Bitcoin's going above 30K. I disagree, but this could point towards that.
Correction. We're going to hit 30K. I never said above.
We're going to hit 30K.
I ain't making crazy
promises. If it gets to 30,001, you were wrong then, because you said only going to 30K. Okay, got it. So Bitcoiners are bullish, but like I said at the start of the show, Credit Suisse is in line for collapse. It's happening, right? So they're talking about crypto enthusiasts are bullish following the crisis of the Credit Suisse collapse. Okay, why? This is the people would normally what? I thought the traditional finance and crypto, you know, were hand in hand a lot of times, and a lot of times they are. But this is just showing that there's going to be a very, very strong likelihood of the Federal Reserve putting interest rate hikes on pause increases. So basically, interest rate hikes, they're going to put them on pause, right? They ultimately, as rates rise, they're realizing that they've raised it probably too much. And not only is it being suggested that the rates might go on pause, but they actually might turn right back around and do a nice drop. Crusader, didn't you have either something to pull up or something that you were talking to me about earlier about how they were talking about possibly a 100-point possible basis decrease?
Yes, sir. Just got it pulled up right here, right now. Let me tell you.
That would be wild, bro. Bitcoin will boom if we get that.
It even comes with a video so people can hear it. So check this out, boys. Check this out. Here we go.
They should do, not about what I think they should do.
So, let me rewind.
We've got to get to next week first. Let's try and do that.
We absolutely do.
Chairman Powell, you're saying hard landing. You seemingly want to pause. It's not about what you think they should do, not about what I think they should do. What do you think they will do?
I think with Credit Suisse on the table, they will pause. I think they should pause. I think hiking rates, either the ECB hiking rates this week or the Fed hiking rates next week, has the potential to be the greatest gaffe since the ECB hiked rates in June 2008. They were watching oil prices going up. I think they eventually went to 140, and they hiked rates to combat that while the entire global property market was melting under them.
There you have it, guys. There you have it. Fed traders pricing in 100 basis points of rate cuts from May peak. I mean, that's what they're calling for by the end of the year.
By the end of the year. And so, so listen, to be clear, that wasn't suggesting that the next meeting that they're just going to, drop 100 basis points. It's not. And for educational purposes, when we say 100 basis points, that's 1%. Okay, a basis point is 0.01%. So when you hear people talk about basis points, that is in hundredths of percent. So 100 basis points is 1%. But a 1% move, think about on a mortgage. The difference between the monthly payment on a 3% versus 4% is pretty drastic over the course of 30 years. It's a big, big difference. And when they're loaning out massive amounts of money, that 1% difference there gives people some flexibility. It gives people some ability and looking forward to say, hey, wait a minute, I'm going to have some disposable income here. What do people like to do with disposable income? Well, if you're smart, you like to, not financial advice, but you like to look at some risk on assets, and a risk on asset is going to be Bitcoin. So this is setting up possibly, right, for a big move. The shares of European banks as a whole toppled like 10%, right? Credit Suisse dropped 30% at what point. It has come back to, I think
it dropped even more than that pre-market. Pre-market
it was more than 30 pre-market.
More than 30%.
Yeah. And so whether we see a long-term or short-term move to the upside in Bitcoin, I think we are going to see it as we get that information pushed out to the people. But as I said in a video yesterday, in a short yesterday, be careful, okay? This is the perfect setup for buy the rumor, sell the news. The rumor is that this is going to be happening, and so we've received a pump from it. When the news kicks in, sometimes it seems counterintuitive, but when the news kicks in, skirt, sometimes that will turn back around. So I just want to throw out there, be careful, pay attention. If you're trading, have and use good risk management as always. So, I don't know, man. Banking collapse is scary, though, for a lot more reasons than just that.
I'm telling you, man, we talked about this on the TikTok space the other day, or live, whatever it was called. People were thinking that, there was not going to be any more bank collapses, that it was all just this one bank, and it was fully under control because the FDIC came out and stopped the contagion by saying everybody's going to get their deposits back. Yeah, I don't think that's true. Let's hit this comment here real quick.
Oh, the one that I just had pulled up?
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah.
It says the collapse will shut down most of the grids for a period of time. The essential stop the use of all cryptos until the system can recover. This recovery will require gold, silver-backed currencies.
The BRICS nations are hoping for this, by the way. But go ahead, touch on it, Crusader.
Yeah, dude, for sure. The BRICS nations are going to hope for that. They're building a whole commodity-based currency fully backed with gold. There's tons of gold heading out east towards China, Russia, and these other countries. They're making moves. Is that going to become a reality? Usually those countries get a big load of freedom before they can release their gold-backed currencies. But we will see about that.
Yeah. It's a scary day when we have global financial markets all pointing at each other, wondering who's going to fall next. I never really understood when I was younger how much it impacts us all the way down the line. And it really does. At the point that money starts being harder to come by, the economy starts to slow down. Now, if you own a small business or if you work for somebody, like everybody's got a job, right? Now they're saying, wait a minute. For example, I'll use myself. As things slow down, if I'm making less money, I have to do something, right? I've still got to keep up with my livelihood. So what am I going to do? Am I laying people off to be paying out less money? Am I lowering how much I'm paying the current people that I have? Or what am I doing to offset that? Because at the end of the day, someone somewhere is going to feel it. The way that I have things set up personally, set up so that my people that work for me don't have to worry about that, at least in the short, medium term. But long term, if that continued to happen at some point, something's got to give. So you do need to be paying attention. That's why you should be following Debate Crypto. You should be following us on Twitter. You should be following us on TikTok. You should be following us on all of the socials. So make sure to smash that like if you haven't already. We got 68 people in the chat. I'm hoping we got 68 likes. Come on, guys. One time, I saw one of the other shows the other day, had 200 people and 200 freaking likes. Why can we not do that? It takes 2 seconds. just smash that like.
That's right, baby. And remember to join Danger Close Alpha if you are getting prepared for the grid to go down. Danger Close Alpha is where it's at. But that being said, we're talking about money contraction. We're talking about these things happening. I want to show the tweet that we were talking about in our Twitter space last night. So let me share this out here real quick. And here it is, right? So when the money supply contracts, banks start collapsing. This trend is very predictable, right? It's in the last 150 years. M2 money is down negative 2% year over year. I said first time in 100 years. Take notes. So check this out. Look at this image here, boys and ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, right? Since 1870s, every time we've gone negative, we've had some level of panic, some type of banking crisis, depression. The Great Depression was negative 12%. We are right now here in the present at negative 2%, which is another reason why I think the money printer is going to turn back on, right? That is what's broken. The banks, right? That's why the banks are going down. That's why we're seeing more bank stocks around the world being halted. There was another bank, I think it was PNB, I believe it is. They were halted for trading. They dropped I forgot what percentage they dropped. So the contagion is spreading. The money supply is no joke. It is happening. By the way, Bill Noble in the house. Shout out to him. Everybody, go make sure you're following this guy if you're not following him already. Says hit that like button. This place is the place to be for the apocalypse. That's right.
Yeah. And I want to throw out there, if you're more into trading, just want to throw this out there. On Mondays and Thursdays, Mondays are more altcoin centric. Thursdays right now, we might start doing this more often. We'll see. We're going to feel it out. But we have TA Thursdays around the charts. Tomorrow, we got a big day. Your boy Crypto Zombie is coming on. So really excited to have him on. He's a good friend of the show. K-Dub, shout out to you, brother. And then we also have, who else is coming on tomorrow? We got Crypto Lifer coming on tomorrow.
We got Lifer. We got Magic Internet Money. And we got Bill Noble.
Yeah, we're going to have a heck of a panel tomorrow. So if you're looking to find out from 5 of the best minds in all of technical analysis what the heck is going on with these markets, be here tomorrow with Debate Crypto.
But you know what else we got, and the people might have forgotten? It's called Beans, Bullets, and Bourbon, baby. That's what we got. So if you're getting ready for the apocalypse, you want to win 5 ETH, you want to win some of that money, right? Get part of this game. Make sure you go to OpenSeas right now. Go mint some DCA, Beans, Bullets, and Bourbon. We are 35 mints away from giving away a real-life tactical vest that might just save your life someday. And at the same time, we're getting 35 mints closer to that 5 ETH giveaway, guys. So make sure you guys get involved.
Heck yeah. Super excited about all of that. And somebody mentioned it in the chat a second ago, said boot camp in May. Yeah, we have coming up. You know, we are the only crypto channel that is preaching prepping. And I got to say, it's kind of an interesting thing because you are a prepper by basically de facto prepper. If you're in crypto, you're preparing for something. Why else would you be in crypto? And so we want to encourage people. There's real life preparing that you should be doing to take care of yourselves and your families. And it starts off simple, starts off slow, some extra water, have some extra food, have some extra bullets, beans, and bourbon. And we talk about some practical ways to do that. And the biggest thing that we have is a community of people who are like-minded that ultimately I know, and I know this from, and haven't even met most of these people in person. I know that if SHTF, right, if stuff hit the fan, I know that we could call on some of our people from, from the Danger Close Alpha community and say, hey, listen, where are we going? Where are we meeting up? What are we going to do? And I know that would be, a reality.
That's right.
And I'm super.
And that's what we're trying to do with Danger Close Alpha, right? Is build a decentralized community all around the world. We've had people in our spaces from Australia talking about what was happening down there with the frog around the world was, being hardcore. And that's what we're trying to build here in the United States as well, is a decentralized community. Information of what's happening all around the country, and if things ever were to go and happen, right, we are trying to build systems where we can all communicate. So our project is ambitious. We're trying to do a lot of real life utility stuff. It takes time, it takes effort, and it can't be done without you guys. You guys are the supporters. You guys are the blood of this project. So I hope you guys are getting involved, minting out the rest of these beans, bullets, and bourbon, so that we can really give that 5 ETH away and help somebody change their life with 5 whole ETH.
Yeah, 5 whole Ethereum's a lot. Kyle Downey says, I'm literally going through my prepper food supply, rotating things out as you say this. Kyle, glad that you are here. And then Enzo had asked if the dates have been worked for camping. Enzo, I have not heard back from her on the evening at which you can come in. I will get that information to you as quick as possible. Just didn't hear back from her last weekend. I'll drop that into the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, make sure to jump in there. All right, so kind of wrapping things up. We have a global financial crisis at hand, right? What are you going to do? The most simple thing that we can throw out there, again, we're here for entertainment purposes. We're not here to give you financial advice. We're not financial advisors. But the most impactful thing that you can probably do is start off with a game plan. Have a plan. Have a plan with your financials. Have a plan with your practicals. Have a plan with your family. Have a plan with some friends. I got off the phone with a good friend of mine, probably my best friend, a little bit ago, and he lives here in town. And we were talking about, like, listen, if things go south, where are we going? What's the game plan? Because we want to be together. We want to be able to watch each other's backs, and we have prepping supplies. And you do need more than just yourself. So get involved with the community, and yeah, it's where it's at, man. I'm super excited about what we got going on. Let's see, Crusader
Crypto Gamer says, I have a bunker fully stocked. In the event of apocalypse, I'm charging 1 Bitcoin as an entrance fee. Well, guys, we're working on that solution as well, right? Our ultimate goal with Danger Close Alpha is to eventually build a bunker, buy a piece of land, build a bunker, and have our community be able to go there, store their items there, have a whole system set up. We have a long way to go before we get there. But if you guys are excited, if that's what you guys want to be part of, then your Close Alpha is the place to be. There is no other prepper NFT project that is doing anything similar to what we're doing at all in IRL real life.
Yeah. We would love to have you guys. I mean, you could be anywhere on a hump day on a Wednesday afternoon, but you're hanging out here with Debate Crypto with the Danger Close Alpha family. We appreciate each and every one of you. For real, guys, when we tell you we love you, we love you. We do appreciate you for being here. So I guess that's it for the day. Just remember to question everything.
Trust nothing.
And until next time, hodl
like it's hot.
We'll see you soon.